Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of calculating missing angles in a triangle. If you missed part 1, I'm going to ensure that I put the link to that in the description below. This is DG Makes Math Easy, where we are intentional about making math dimensional. And as I have announced, I am focusing on material that will be beneficial to not just C6 students, but you can go ahead and share these videos with just about anyone in high school. So let's get to it. So part 2, what does part 2 of this topic focus on? So we're going to be looking at finding missing angles in the triangle, but this time we're going to be including expressions. And I think you know what expressions look like. So for example, we can say an angle measures 2x, where x is a certain number of degrees, but we'll get there. Or an expression like 3p minus 2, etc. All right, so that's what we'll be focusing on today. But this is just a little activity for you. So at whatever interval, you can pause the video before I give the answer for each one. All right, and as long as you get them correct, you can let me know in the comments. All right, so we have 4 of them. Here goes number 1. A triangle is a plane figure with 3 straight dash and 3 dash. All right, counting down. All right, so if you thought, or if your answer was 3 straight sides and 3 angles, then you are correct. All right, let's go to number 2. If 2 of the angles or 2 of the sides of a triangle are equal, what kind of triangle is it? If 2 of the angles are equal or 2 of the sides are equal, what kind of triangle is it? And if your answer is isosceles triangle, then yep, you are correct. All right, number 3, if none of the sides or angles of a triangle are equal, then it is going to be what kind of triangle? Of course, this one also has a special name. And if your answer is scalene triangle, then you are correct. Number 4, for all the interior, meaning inside, for all the interior angles of a triangle to be equal, the size of each angle must be dash degrees. How many degrees must each angle be for it to be an equilateral triangle? All right. So of course, since the angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, which we explored last class, 180 degrees, then we just need to split that 180 degrees into 3 equal angles. All right, so 180 degrees divided by 3, and that is going to give us 60 degrees. So it doesn't matter what the length of the sides of an equilateral triangle are, we are sure that each angle is going to be 60 degrees. All right, that's it for that little teaser, just to see what you remember. Here we go with example 1, where the angles in a triangle can be given as expressions, and we are asked to find whatever we are asked to find. In this question, it says, what is the value of x in the triangle below? And we're going to do pretty much what we did in the last episode. So the concept is nothing new. All right, so here we go. We know that all the angles, 6x, 2x, and 4x, the sum of all of those is going to be 180 degrees. We say it in English, and then we just write it down mathematically. So 4x plus 6x plus 2x is going to be 180 degrees. And then we simplify the terms on our left-hand side of our equation so that we can solve and find the value of x. 4x plus 6x plus 2x, what will your answer be? And if you said 12x, then you are correct. So 12x equals 180 degrees. I just want x, so I need to divide by 12. And if I do that to one side, I'm going to do it to the other side. 12 into 12 goes one time, so I have x is equal to 15 degrees. All right, that's it for part A. And part B says, find the size of the largest angle. If you know which of the angles is the largest, go ahead and put it in the comment right now. Which of the angles is the largest? Write the expression that represents that. Dun, dun. All right, so if you said 6x, then you are correct. All right, obviously 6x is larger than 4x and 2x. And since x is 15 degrees, it's going to be 6 times 15 degrees. 6x means 6 times x. And that is going to be 90 degrees, which means I absolutely do not like how this triangle was drawn in the first place, right? So 6x would have been 90 degrees, all right, which would be a right angle. All right, I hope you are taking your notes, and remember that you can pause the video at any time to write what you need. Now, this question is a worded one, and you have no diagram to go with it, but you can always sketch your own. So let's go. It says in a triangle, the angles are P, 3P minus 2, 3P minus 2, and 6P plus 12. P, 3P minus 2, and 6P plus 12. So we're going to put these into each of the angles. So let's say this one is P. This angle here, let's call it 3P minus 2. If it can't hold inside, you can just use a little arrow to show. All right, and then we have 6P plus 12. Ideally, you want to write your angle, the size of your angle, inside the triangle. But I don't have space, so I can always put it outside. So we are to find the value of each angle, which means we need to know what P is. We also need to know what 6P plus 12 is, and we also need to know what 3P minus 2 is going to be. All right, so here we go. Again, we know that all three angles must add to give us 180 degrees. So let me just edit a bit here. 3P minus 2 degrees. All right, so here we go. We have P plus 3P minus 2 degrees plus 6P plus 12 degrees, and all of those equal to 180 degrees. As long as you write that the three angles, the sum of the three angles equals 180 degrees, you are well on your way. All right, so in order to solve this equation, we know that since not all the terms here are alike, we're going to put our like terms together. So that's P plus 3P plus 6P, and then we're going to keep our negative 2 plus 12 together because those are also like terms by themselves, equals 180 degrees. Now let's simplify those terms that we have grouped. P plus 3P plus 6P. Remember that P is also 1P. All right, so that gives us 10P minus 2 plus 12. You draw for your rule now. Different signs. Subtract the numbers and take the sign of the larger. Equals 180 degrees. All right, and we continue solving. So we subtract 10 from both sides, minus 10 degrees, minus 10 degrees. Now we have 10P equals 170 degrees. And I want P, so I'm going to divide both sides by 10. And so now I have P is equal to 17 degrees. Bravo, we have found one of the angles already, but we are asked to find the value of each angle. So now we also need to know, so let's part this one off. So we also need to know what's the size of the angle 6P plus 12 And we know 6p means 6 plus p, 6 times p. So that's going to be 6 times 17 plus 12, which will be 102 plus 12. You can always pause, get your calculator and go ahead of me, and then look to see if you have the same answer as I do. So this will be 114 degrees. Don't forget those signs. All right, and then we have 3p minus 2 degrees, which is going to be 3 times 17 degrees minus 2 degrees. 3 times 17 will give us 51. And so our answer for that angle would have been 49 degrees. And we have answered everything that the question required of us. And we go to our final example. Remember, you can always pause and take notes. Our final example, it says in triangle ABC, angle A is equal to 2x, angle B is equal to 2x plus 10, and angle C is equal to 90 degrees. Find the size of angles A and B. So we're given that C is 90 degrees, which means we're going to draw a right angled triangle. And wherever the 90 degrees is, we're going to call that C. And so our task is now to find the size of angles A and B. All right, so let's call this A. So angle A would be 2x, and angle B would be 2x plus 10 degrees. All right, so again, we know the sum of all the angles is going to be 180 degrees. All right, so we go ahead again and add our like terms. 2x plus 2x gives us 4x plus 100 degrees, which is equal to 180 degrees. Subtracting 100 from both sides, because we are trying to find x, that will leave us with 4x equals 80 degrees. Dividing both sides by 4, we have x to be 20 degrees. Are we done? No, we only know the value of x, and the question asks us to find the sizes of angles A and B. Angle A, as we are given, would be 2x. So that's 2 times 20 degrees, which would be 40 degrees. Remember, you can always pause and work ahead of me, so you can let me know in the comments if you got all of these correct. All right, and then we have angle B equaling 2x plus 10 degrees, which is going to be 2 times 20 degrees plus 10 degrees, which will give us 40 degrees plus 10 degrees, 50 degrees. And that will be it for today. I will see you in our next episode.